I certainly shouldn't have ever brought myself to stretch out my hand and... But I'm coming to that. Louis and I were pals. Not like girls on the stage are nowadays. I'm not saying anything against them, but they're not the women we used to be. Little bits of rubbish they look to me, as they come in and out of my house. Well, they don't look like actresses. Well, that was one thing about me and Louis. In the old days, I'm talking about 30 or 40 years ago, if you saw us a mile off, you'd know we were in the profession, with our white boots and our bits of fluff, and the boys running along behind. We met in burlesque. I was in the chorus, and she had a little part. Nothing much, you know, but she used to come on in front of us girls and say, "Here we are, boys." I can see her now, her figure pinched in and her tights glistening, and her bright yellow curls, which were always real, more than mine were, I don't mind telling you, bobbing up and down as she moved. Even then she had that spirit, verve we called it then, and pep they call it now, which made her name for her afterwards. Louis Lester. You've all known it since your cradles. You've all heard your fathers talk about her, and most of you have seen her. She went on the halls in 1900, and she still headed the bill in 1918, at least up north. I remember her best in the early days, when she was making her name. Grandpapa has done it again. Jonah likes a little bit of pink. Forget it and kiss me again. Lorne wrote all those songs for her, and she ought to have married him. Well, you must remember the act. First there'd be the little twiddly bit from the orchestra. Then the red curtains would go up, and there'd be the town hall set, with the piano and the potted palms, and Lorne himself in the early days sitting there playing. The house would be clapping by this time, and then the silver curtains that she travelled with her would part over the archway centre back, and out she'd come, all 12 stone of her, silk stockings, petticoats, white skin, and eyes so blue they made the sapphires Jorkins gave her look like little bits of glass, all twinkling and shaking, and giving off great waves of life, like a dynamo going all out. They used to say she never had a voice, but she had. It was tuneful and it filled the hall. Well, she hadn't any fancy notes, but she put the stuff over, and she never tired. They could shout for her again and again, and she'd still give them a chorus, and lead them over the difficult bits, like kids at a singing class. They loved her and she loved them. Her turn was like a reunion. I haven't described her now. I don't suppose there's any need to. But since you probably remember her when she was stouter and noisier, although she never lost her spirit, I may as well tell you how I saw her, and how I always think of her. She was tall and fair, with blue eyes and a wide mouth, and a figure that was fine and strong and very human, and she radiated affection. I think myself that was her great gift. You felt she loved you. Everybody did. Taxi drivers, people in shops, the orchestra, the house itself, they all sat up and preened themselves when she smiled. Because it was a personal smile, if you understand me. Meant for you and genuine because she liked you. It made her what she was, and it kept her there for a long time. I'm telling you all this because I want you to understand why I did what I did do, and where I made my mistake. My terrible mistake. She met him when she was at the top of her career. There were thousands of men she could have married. Men with money. Men who could have given her something. Or there was Lorne, if she wanted somebody to take care of. Lorne would have died for her, or did die for her, when you come to think of it. Or she didn't know he had consumption, and that theatre up at... but it was pulled down a long time ago and there's no need to rub it in, was a death trap, notoriously. Well, still, that's not the point. As I say, she might have married anybody, and she chose Frank. I don't know what he was. Something in the orchestra.